Good evening.
Hello.
Thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to CCTV. We're really excited to tell you about a few things that we're really proud of. But before we do that, I'd like to fill you in on some of the things that have been going on here at CCTV in the past year. I'm standing in CCTV's newly updated high-definition studio. That alone is reason to celebrate, and it's an opportunity to look at how far we've come. On April 14th, 1991, CCTV opened its first studio over at the public library with a special live event. As a matter of fact, I was there in the control room that day, 1991. Throughout most of the 90s, we at CCTV recorded on state-of-the-art Super VHS equipment, both in the studios, for our checkout camcorders, and of course, in our one editing room. We have a video to show you. This was produced using that same SVHS equipment by my mentor, Liz Schillinger. I hope you enjoy it. See if you can see anyone familiar.
I just put this television station together and there's all of these extra parts. Do you think they're important? Making it work. Making it work. Late night boozing. Oh, I'm out of control. Red light cruising. Got no sense of soul. I knew, you knew. We both knew the crime. Blacker, bluer. I'm back in the line. Making it work takes a little longer.
Yeah, the only thing is I like to get it down. Put that thing down.
Takes a little longer. Making it work takes a bit of time.
I got my job through the nickel ads.
Sometimes old times they drag on the news. Dead nights, bad when I thought we made it through. Wonder how I'm still on the case. Help me, help you. I will find us a place. Making it work takes a little longer. Making it work takes a bit of time. Making it work takes a little longer. Making it work takes a bit of time, darling. Pretty punch, darling. Pretty punch.
Gotta get a time limit on this one, eh? This is our last one, you know?
What would you give for a studio like this? It could be yours if you really want it. Help me believe that I could believe in myself.
I want to thank Liz again for everything she did for CCTV, including that video, and especially for originally being the one who welcomed me into this family, and so many others, and really making television accessible and fun. Liz has done a lot for CCTV and for me personally. Let's have a hand for her, please. CCTV has been operating a studio for nearly 23 years, and in 2014, our staff has just completed installing this brand new high-definition equipment. Not just the best studio equipment CCTV has ever had, but some of the best TV production equipment in the city of Salem today. Let's talk about Final Cut. Some of you are already familiar with Final Cut Pro 10, the nonlinear editing software that CCTV uses to teach people how to edit their own programs to play on our channels. For those of us who are around in the SVHS days, or even people who are brand new at making TV, it is an incredible tool. After implementing the software at the end of 2012, I've spent about a year developing how best to teach that, and that included teaching it to students in last year's camp, and that was an enormous success. In a matter of hours, the students who were getting into it really got into it. Between the regular camps, in which the leaders helped to produce their programs, and the advanced camp where the students edited themselves, my campers produced 29 feature projects last year. And they also filled our channels with 11 of those "You Are Watching" promos that CCTV's camp has become so known for. Let's take a look at just 2 of the amazing projects that were written and recorded, and of course edited, using Final Cut Pro.
It was a troubling time on the island of Sodor. First, a nuclear bomb had been dropped, destroying everything in its path. Then, a zombie apocalypse broke out and basically turned Sodor into a hunting ground for the dead. There were few people who survived. 2 of those were Thomas the tank engine and the Fat Controller. One day, the Fat Controller had made a decision. "Thomas," said the Fat Controller, "it's clear to me that both of us cannot survive in these conditions, but I believe only one can. So I've decided to eat your face and eyeballs because they're the most edible parts you have that's not made of metal. Then I shall use your body as shelter and armor." Thomas didn't like the sound of that at all. "No, I'm not going to let you use me for your own self." The Fat Controller was very cross upon what he had heard. "Very well, Thomas," he suddenly spoke out. "If you won't sacrifice yourself to me, then we shall fight to see who survives." The Fat Controller jumped towards Thomas, but then fell over due to the fat he was carrying. Thomas put his wheel on top of the controller. "Sir Topham Hatt," Thomas said victoriously, "I'll tell you what I said to Henry during my branch line days. You're too fat, you need exercise." And with that, Thomas ran over the Fat Controller and ate his remains. He even ate Sir Topham Hatt's bankrupt Twinkies that were stuffed inside his hat. The only thing he left behind was all the diabetic fat that he had carried all of those years. Later, Thomas went out hoping to find more supplies at home. Suddenly, he spotted a zombified Jam Coil running towards him. "My God," screamed Thomas, "Jam Coil's infected! Eat lead!" And he took out his rifle and shot Jam down. Then he saw 3 people coming to him. They were from the British National Guard. "Hooray, I'm saved!" he whistled cheerfully. But soon all was lost. One minute he was intact, and the next one of the troops took out a rocket launcher and blew the E-2 shutter up. Luckily, no one was hurt, except for Thomas, of course, who died shortly after. Soon, with the power of being unsubtle, and the power of magic, of course, all the radiation was gone, and the Fat Controller's son, Stephen, who is all not that fat, took over the railway. Since all the engines who originally worked on the island had ceased to exist, the new Fat Controller purchased another engine to help with reconstruction. Since then, Sodor is now officially a part of the United Kingdom. But that's another story.
Awesome. With 17 months of practice teaching Final Cut, the training materials are almost ready. I'm excited to announce today that we are installing the latest version of Final Cut 10, version 10.1, just in time for camp season to ramp up. CCTV would like to thank our summer video camp alumni by offering a free after-school class on the latest version of Final Cut Pro next month, April 17th and 18th. Thank you, Nathan. This will be the same comprehensive workshop that our regular students get, except our camp students will be the first people to learn the new version and learn about all the new features. You'll also have access to some new training materials or practice materials, and for the first time ever in a Final Cut class, you'll be able to record new footage right there in the classroom to use in your project. Applications for this free class are available here. I think I could even allow parents to take the class as well if you're interested in taking it with your student. I'm just really excited that everyone came here tonight. The applications are here. We do expect all 12 spots to fill, so get them in tonight or very soon if you can, and I'll announce the class roster on April 4th. Let's talk about this year's camps. Every year that we've given students the opportunity to get their hands on the studio equipment, every year that we've done that, when students have found themselves wired to a microphone and in front of the cameras, recording their very own wacky studio shows, we have consistently heard back from them that that was their favorite part of camp. So this year, CCTV will be offering what we're calling Summer Studio Camp. Summer Studio Camp is a 4-day camp. It takes place almost entirely in CCTV's HD production studios. In day 1, students will immediately be running cameras and appearing on screen in their own shows. We call them studio mini shows usually. In day 2, we'll break into groups and you'll be writing your ideas, either like an outline or a full-on script, and developing them into a program. In day 3, you'll not only perform your show with your group, but you'll also be technical crew for another person's group, for another group. And in day 4, Summer Studio Camp, for the first time ever, we're going to present a live program on Channel 22. You'll be invited to invite your friends and family, much like tonight, to come and cheer you on as you're being interviewed on live television on Channel 22. This all-new camp is presented, as I said, over 3 weeks with a different group of students in each week, and it's open to students in grades 4 through 8. For a lot of years, 3 weeks is all the camp that CCTV has been able to offer. And I'm really excited that this year we're able to offer 3 weeks of amazing student-produced studio content. But I have a little more to talk to you about today. CCTV has just purchased a small fleet of new mobile camera devices. Now, you may have heard of these devices before. It's called iPod Touch. Oh. So very soon, we're going to offer classes to anyone in the public who wants to check these cameras out for a quick and easy way to record video content, to play on CCTV's channels. We'll have professional quality accessories, the ability to hook up professional microphones. It's truly incredible what is possible with these cameras, with this equipment, especially compared to the SVHS cameras that I was using when I was your age back in 1991. These cameras, along with Final Cut Pro 10, are at the center of another brand new camp format for summer video camp. We're calling it Summer Movie Camp. In Summer Movie Camp, one group of students entering grades 7 through 12 will attend 8 days of training and production using all of the equipment that I've talked about here today. Final Cut, those new iPod cameras, this HD production studio, the green screen, okay? You'll also gain a deeper understanding of story structure and plot and character development. You'll learn about professional screenplay formatting and pre-visualization techniques. You may work together in a group, and some students may choose to work on their own to produce a program that is uniquely yours. That's what happened with Thomas the Tank Engine last year. And you'll have the option of producing either live action or with small stop motion, such as Legos, Thomas the Tank, whatever you can think of to bring in. And that is Summer Movie Camp. We are super thrilled to be offering 2 amazing camps in the summer of 2014. Summer Movie Camp is a single 2-week camp for students entering grades 7 through 12. It starts June 17th and ends up June 27th. Summer Studio Camp is 1 week long, and there are 3 different weeks to choose from. They're starting July 8th, July 15th, and July 22nd. Registrations for Summer Video Camp will start Thursday, May 1st, but you can visit the camp website starting today to get the details and start planning your camp experience. Thank you so much for coming tonight.